Hello? Hello, everyone? Hey, my name's Suki Yamagawa, and today I'm gonna be making curry for the first time, and also if things get a little weird today, I truly did not understand how much effort it would take for me to make sure I would have all the ingredients for everything that I was gonna need for this, in addition to making sure I had all my... Basically, I am cooking in my garage and making sure I have all the utensils, all the ingredients, all that stuff was a lot. So that's also kind of why like stream was kind of delayed by a little bit. It's just because like, oh gosh, I truly underestimated the amount of effort this was going to take. So enough of like what was happening beforehand. Let's get started making some curry. And so the first thing I'm going to do is get started on the rice, because I was actually like debating what I wanted to do when, because I know like once you like prepare all your ingredients, dice all your veg, get all your like various like stuff going on, it's gonna take a while with the for all that stuff to get like, well, once you have like everything like simmering and stuff, it takes a while. And I was debating like, okay, do I want to get the rice started while that stuff is simmering, or do I want to like prepare the rice beforehand and then do the thing? So that was one of the great debates of today. Cooking streams are so hard. I feel like this would have been so much easier if I was actually doing this in my kitchen. If I was doing this in my actual kitchen, where like I have all my ingredients, I know where all my utensils are, I do not have to run up flights of stairs to grab things. This would have been so much easier. So much easier. But I think I have most of the stuff that I need to make today happen. So I was talking about the rice. Let's talk about the rice. And actually, let's remove the little like measure up there. But yeah. So we're gonna be using jasmine rice. Honestly, I don't know if people prefer just plain white rice or just like regular, or just like brown rice. Usually I'm a brown rice guy, but funny story. I was at Costco and I was like basically price comparing all the various like rice, and like, okay, I can get a bag of this at this price, or I can get a bag of this or at this price, and basically after a whole bunch of debating, I was like, okay, cool, I'm gonna grab this. I got home and found out I grabbed 25 pounds of jasmine rice when I meant to grab 25 pounds of brown rice. Because I usually like the high fiber rice. Nothing against jasmine rice. It's just I like my fiber. I like to get my fiber where I can, and I kind of have, and I have a slight preference for brown, but jasmine's fine. So we're gonna go ahead and start washing rice. Well, washing rice, getting the rice prepared, and probably stick the rice somewhere over here. The rice cooker over there, because... So, another, like, fun, like, story fact. I got this... No, I didn't get this during college. I got this after college. Like... So, for like, Christmas one year, my parents asked me, like, what's something we can get you? And I think I would... Basically what happened is they ended up getting me a water tea kettle, which I still use to this day. But I was kind of expecting a rice cooker. And so thankfully, with my birthday being not far past Christmas, my parents just gave me money and they're like, here, go buy a rice cooker. So I went to Target and I bought a rice cooker and basically got like a, rather than get like a mid-tier rice cooker, I went for like, well, no, not a low tier, but a mid-tier. So this one can do like, it has like a brown rice function, a white rice function, it can saute and simmer, and it also has a keep warm function. So I'm going to go ahead and get the rice prepared. And we're just going to wash the rice right now. Kind of get the starch out of it. Actually, I should probably use a little bit more water here. And also, I don't know if like people noticed or not, but originally I was intending for... Actually, why should... actually, I can stick my hand. It's fine. It's going to get boiled and all that good stuff later. I was intending this to be like a lunch stream, but that ended up not happening because my day yesterday got a little bit more... it turned out fuller than what I originally wanted it to turn out to. So I was like, you know what? Curry is honestly a better dinner dish. So we're going to do this for dinner. So I'm going to take first rinse and out. So I don't know. Honestly, I really don't know like how other people wash rice or like what's like the quote unquote optimal way to wash rice. Usually I'll just do like 2 or 3 rinses to get like all the starch and stuff off. As I said earlier, like I usually work with brown rice. So I usually don't get like nowhere near as much nowhere near the amount of starch as I'm getting like right here. Like, and this is like really milky. But, and oh yeah, like, here. Rice cooker, can you live there for a little bit? Please, thank you. Don't be too don't be too naughty. But yeah. This is actually usually how I do the white roasting. Rice cooker in this house. Yeah, another fun fact about not only just like rice cookers, but also my experience with a specific rice cooker. The first like 3 things I cooked it. Well, the first 3 dishes I cooked in this was all quinoa. I use it to prep quinoa for quinoa salads before I was actually like using it as like an actual rice cooker to cook actual rice. But yeah, this is actually like my usual technique for like washing rice. You just like rolling it from like side to side. And then also like doing like a little bit of a spin thing. So I'm gonna set this here because reasons. Okay. We'll consider that washed rice for now. Not gonna get super fancy with it, but so for this rice cooker, you do well. Usually for like a standard batch, especially if it's just like me or like 1 or 2 other people, like making rice for like 1 or 2 other people, it's 2 cups of rice to 3 cups of water. So we got 1 cup of water in there. We'll do a 2nd cup. And there's also like fill lines on the side of this container. Not sure if I can get here. Can I get those to show? Oh, you can kind of like see them over there. And there's a bit of cloudiness to that, but you know what? I gave this rice 2 rinses and I'm calling it good. And actually, like, fun fact, like, I actually never believed in rinsing rice until I definitely got like a really like brown, not quite black, but like layer of stuff on the bottom. Well, not like a layer of stuff. How do I describe it? Like, well, like a layer of crust on the rice. And I did some like online research, and it turns out like, oh, hey, like, you probably want to wash your rice before you cook it. And I was like, because I thought I like screwed something up. So I need to figure out placements for things. So that's gonna go there. Onions live there. Potatoes. Can we get you over here? Because I would love, absolutely love to stick the rice cooker. Yay! Does the extension cord reach? And it made it. And it made it. Okay, I'm happy. Okay, power on. Da, da, da. Cool. And white rice. Button. Okay. Yay. Yay. Cool. So, we got the rice cooking now, so now time to start preparing veg. And also, this is my first time like making this, so please don't be too mean to me. Actually, hell yeah. A plate on the far side that is going to hold scraps. And so, first things first, let's go ahead and start with the onions. By the way, these are actually garden fresh onions. I grew these onions. And also another thing, like, I've been working for, this is probably like my 3rd year on growing onions. And this is like the first year I've actually gotten like decent sized onions. Because previously all I'd get was like golf ball sized onions. It sucked. And then this year, I got plenty of good sized onions, and it's like, hell yeah! Finally cracked the code for growing onions. And so, I know some people might be like, hey man, you're dicing those onions a little fine. Yeah, word on the street is if you dice the onions fine, you get more onion flavor in the thing, and I like onion flavor in things. And also I just like the idea of like the onions being more finely diced. So. Yep. This will be the first half of the first onion. And I'm also gonna dice all this. I probably won't throw all the onions in, but I will. Actually, you know what? Potatoes off to the edge of the screen. Onions are the story right now. Okay. And also, like, another a thing to think about: if you grow your own onions, and say you harvest your onion, you bring it inside, and then you immediately process it, and it's been hot outside. Be prepared for your onion to just viscerally assault your senses. Assault your senses in such a way, like violently assault your senses. Because, yeah, my first onion I pulled out of the garden, it was like a 90-degree day, and then I brought it in and started dicing it up in similar manner to what you see today, and it just beat the ever-living hell out of my eyeballs. Like, it was crazy. I was just like, oh god, what have I done to myself? Like, what did I do to deserve this? So, that was the first onion. The second onion, I got this bit of a bad spot on it. So I'm going to cut the end off. Then I'm going to do it in half. And then I'm going to start peeling some layers off and see if we can get some pretty good onion here. I'm sure we're going to get some good onion. But we will see. Woohoo! Oh, that's good. Yay. Then I think I'm going to go ahead and just take this layer off. And I'm not sure if I'm the only one who's afflicted by it, but if you're one of those people who has like container for scraps, say like for like the compost or whatever, or like trash, and then you're also like trying to like cook your food. I'm absolutely terrible about like taking my like off stuff and throwing it in the good stuff. Like, I don't even intend to do so. Like, I'm just like, oh yeah, this goes here, and I'm like, whoa, 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 I gotta take those out. I gotta take those out. Why did I do that? Why did I do that to myself? Okay, and not sure if I want to take the layer off or just like cut around it. I think I'll just cut around this one. Because, I mean, I got a lot of onion to work with here. Plenty of them. Which is the best amount of onion. Always use plenty of onion in your dishes. Oh gosh, there's like a herbalism book I read a while back, and I think it was like, eat your wild leeks in May, and your spring onions in May. No, eat your wild leeks in March, and your spring onions in May, and it'll keep sickness at bay or something. There's like some old like Welsh nursery rhyme thing for like preventing sickness. Which, I mean, I'll take any and all excuses that I can get for eating onion. And I know like some people talk about like they don't see any reasons growing onion because onion's pretty generally cheap as a vegetable, at least here in the US. Hey, that's a lot of onion. Yeah, I'm glad I'm not using all of that. Yeah, I'm on a lot of my friends, like, in case of zombie apocalypse, I am contacting this guy immediately. And also, like, in case of zombie apocalypse, I have to be able to, like, maintain my own onion supply. So, we'll just go ahead and cut that. Okay. Okay, so, I'm not sure how much experience people here got with onion. But if you see like a brownish discoloring in your peel, yeah, that's not good. That is very, very, very not good. So I'm actually gonna just rip that stuff out. Because, yeah, no, because like that brownish discoloring, that will mess you up. It has messed me up. Great. Got a mostly clean bed of onion here. I really wanna. I'm gonna take a paper towel to my hands right quick. There we go. Then I think for like, since we're kind of dealing with some like odd pieces because of dealing with all that discoloring and stuff, we'll go ahead and we'll make them bigger. We'll make them bigger. I'm not playing with that. I do not want to play with that. Okay. That is the onions prepped. We got one of the 3 main vegetables of good curry prepped. Woohoo! Next, I guess we'll do the potatoes. And also, this is another thing I'm gonna have to like ask people to just please don't be too mean to me about, because yeah, I've never worked with potatoes very well. I've worked with potatoes. I've grown potatoes. Hopefully, in about a month, I will be harvesting potatoes on stream. I just gotta. They're almost at the end of their season. I just have to let the green parts of the plant die all the way back. They've started to, and then I want then once the plants like die back to the ground, I want them to sit for a week, because then that lets the skin of the potato like set real nice and hard, and then you get like good storing potatoes. But I've never really like peeled potatoes before. Well, I've peeled potatoes, but it's been a while. So this is gonna be fun. Because, yeah, usually I just leave the skin on for a lot of the... So, usually a lot of the homegrown potatoes I make, I'll just... Like, I'll actually just, like, leave the skin on, because the skin's got, like, more vitamins, nutrients, all that good stuff. And so I'm usually pretty hesitant to skin them, because it's like, man, skin's got the vitamins and the nutrients and all this good stuff. Like, I don't want to take that off. So I'm not going to be too particularly fussy. Like, I'm going to leave like a little bit like that and this. Like, I'm just not going to worry about that. If I miss a piece, I miss a piece. I don't care. Ooh. Now is probably Grandma would fuss at me. Being so slow at peeling potatoes. Actually, was that the last time I peeled potatoes? Was that like a family gathering or something? I don't know. Maybe. Well, yeah. And another reason amongst many why I don't like peeling potatoes, it makes the potatoes slippery. Okay. We got. Boop, boop. Oh, okay. Let's clean off up the end. There we go. There we go. Some people might not be happy with that, but yeah. I'm eating this meal, and I'm the one who has to fundamentally, and I am willing to accept that result. That is the best thing about cooking for yourself, is at the end of the day, your standard is the standard you set for yourself. Okay. Healer? Healer? This is also just another, like... Because this is also, like, another thing about this stream is, like... I chat. I don't have a lot of experience with peelers. I just don't. Because, as I've, like, always said, like... potato skins are full of nutrients. Good stuff. I just... Usually when I cook, I leave it. But... I have to, like, I gotta... It's like my front yard. Like, I at least have to pretend like I'm conforming to society's, like, expectations for me. Because... like, half of my backyard is... well, not... backyard. Bleh. What is it? Like... God, goodness gracious, like... putting an actual percentage on this is actually hard. Good, let's just say probably like a good like third of my front yard is basically like wildland area, and also well, area under blackberry cultivation. Which I have been absolutely drowning in to the point where it is almost a problem. Yay, let's get this done. Peeling potatoes is boring. But the potato harvest has just been like, not the potato harvest, but the blackberry harvest is absolute. Hey you! Don't be slipping on my hand like that. Bloop. Stuff, and we'll back because, like, I think at this point I've got like nearly 40 pounds of blackberries. Crazy. And I was actually, I wanted to get, I was actually wanting to get that started before this stream, but well, the blackberry wine project that I've got planning, but between looking up the things I needed to do for it and some of the, well, looking up what I had to do. Okay, well, my potato peel just went into the pot. Unideal, but fun. But basically all the various work I want to put into that is like a lot. I wasn't able to get it started before this stream. I was hoping for that. Healers, all in the amount of force you use. Okay. I feel like I'm wasting potato though. Just embrace the skins, people. Well, caught it. Flo is saying the mess of potatoes. Potato peelings grow. Oh. But thankfully I'm not aiming for perfection. I do want... That's a thing with like a streamer or something. Man, you gotta at least get like a certain amount of like aesthetically pleasing. Boom! So, let me gather up my spuds. Well, the spud peels. Side. And get the first ingredient out of the fridge and get some carrots. So I'm not going to be like super specific on like the amount of various like ingredients I'm using. Simply because of the fact I just want to like throw ingredients. And also like curry definitely looks like one of those dishes that it's like, oh, you throw ingredients into a pot, you will eventually have food. And it's like, I like that. I like that. I like simple. I like easy. I like straightforward. So we got carrot, taken care of, off the bench top because we do woodworking projects on that, among other things. Okay. All that's gonna off that one. Yes, awesome. Cool. So, give me a quick moment to gather up all these tools and send them off to like the... It's kind of like the shallow realm, but it's just basically off the camera side of the world. Okay. So, prepping action. What? I'm gonna use that. Go ahead and start prepping carrots. I'm just gonna set all the carrots on this plastic bag here. Seems like curry. Everyone's all about the angles of the carrot. Which I get because they're all like, that increases surface area. And it's like, I am a fan of surface area. Whoa! Okay, well, we gotta abandon that. Not sure if I'm doing it a little on the small side. Might be doing my carrots a little bit on the small side, but I'm gonna live with that. Because, like I said, my first time making this. We're just gonna make it, see what we get, and I do fully expect to enjoy it. I mean, I have had curry before. Granted, actually, so I had one friend. He's like really big into hunting and stuff, and he actually bagged a deer one year. And another friend of mine is like really big into cooking and stuff. And so the friend who was into cooking was like, "Hey, can you bring me some like venison and make some like, so I can make like some venison curry?" And my other friend said, "Yeah, sure." So we actually got to like hang out once, and I actually got to try like actual like venison curry, which was really nice. Ooh, ooh. Mm-hmm. Potatoes. So we're gonna start working on the potatoes next. I'm just gonna temporarily have them off the side. Ooh. Take a sip of tea and then start working the potatoes. Whoop. Whoop. A lot of the recipes I saw called for like pretty good like chunks of potato. So I'm gonna chunk the potato. Make like nice big chunky thick pieces of potato. Because I actually have diced potato on hand. What's called like southern hash brown style potato. And I was initially I was thinking about using those for the potatoes for this, but all the recipes are like, "Hey, do this," and it's like, and I just basically was like peer pressured by all the recipes I saw online to be like, "Hey, I should probably do that." Ooh, please don't roll off. Nope. Nope. So, that's potato 2. It's quartered up. And time for 3. And fun fact, everyone. Did you know that potatoes are not a root crop? They are a stem of a plant. Which is why at the like various like little like eye spots, you'll see like branches and leaves form. Granted, sweet potatoes actually have like proper they're an actual proper root. They're an actual proper root vegetable. Granted, the potatoes that you currently see me slicing into like chunk-sized pieces, these are actually stems of plants. And somewhat famously are also in the nightshade family. Hey now. Okay, so the veg is prepped. I did not know this. Yes, potatoes are stems, and they're a member of the nightshade family. Also members of the nightshade family that you find in the grocery store are tomatoes, peppers, and eggplants. Like, all 3 of those plants all 4 of those plants are members of the nightshade family, and you can find them in the grocery store. Fell for the propaganda. So another related fact to that fact. So potatoes originate in South America, and they're also, especially the area where around the Inca Empire was. And when the Spanish conquistadors conquered that area, they brought potatoes back with them as part of what was called the Columbian Exchange, which is like a whole other thing where like when the Americas were discovered, they brought all these like plants over to Europe, and I don't want to get into the whole explanation of that because we'll be here for a while on that. But specifically potatoes, because they had a similar flower to nightshade, led them to not being adopted by the Europeans very slowly. Because the Europeans saw the plant and they're like, no, this is like poisonous. And yes, if you were to eat the leaves, potatoes actually produce a fruit. Like a fruit above ground, that like a berry-like fruit. And yes, that berry-like fruit is poisonous. But we eat this part. Plants are fun. Plants are really fun. Especially like the history and uses of various plants. So we got our veg prepped. Now time to start with the meat. And so I basically went with like a choice beef stew, boneless beef. Looked pretty good. Looked pretty good at the grocery. So first thing I'm gonna do is just crack this bad boy open. And also, as someone who is predominantly vegetarian, working with beef does make, well, I wouldn't say it makes me like uncomfortable, but I'm in unfamiliar territory here. You may have noticed earlier I had 2 cutting boards, and like, if you know anything about food preparation, always separate the meat from your meat stuff from the veggie stuff. So right now I'm just going to slowly add this stuff into a small mixing pot, just because I want to see like how fine diced it is, or just like break it up if I need to. Well, eventually we're going to be moving on to the actual fun part shortly. Okay, break that up, break you up, get it. QB bits. That break. All that into nice like chunky chunks. And I'm gonna just set that over there. Okay. So I'm gonna hit this with some actually kosher salt. Basically like a fine grate salt. Just pre-salt the meat a little bit. Actually saw a couple different ways to like prep your ingredients and various things for this particular recipe. Granted, actually, wait, I'm gonna actually need that. Because the first thing I am going to do after I get all this, get the salt mixed in with the beef a little bit. I mean, yeah, that's fine. You can hang out over there. You can be like, you can be the lone like hunk of meat out of the bowl. You can be the anime protagonist of your life. That's fine. So, I'm gonna take some olive oil. I mean, you can supposedly you can use any vegetable oil, and I'm gonna add it to my pot over here. So I'm gonna shift the view a hair. And I tried to raise it up more, but this is about as much as I can manage. So let's get some heat going. Another disadvantage of cooking in your garage is you don't have a stove in front of you. So we're gonna let this preheat, get it a little bit warm. I'm gonna try and be as careful as I can with the heat. I don't here's a wee bit of potato that's the peel that's having a special time. I'm gonna try and keep the heat low, but I don't know if I can or not. I genuinely know if I can't keep the heat low or not, because the burner I am using, the flame likes to go out if I use like really low heat. Yeah. Yay! Joy of using the propane burner. Poor heat control. Man, I love my modern electric stoves and all their fancy technology. Okay. Let's see, we'll get one more in there. Yeah, that'll be fine for now. And so we'll just want to... Let's see. Yeah, we just want to sear a little bit. I'm going to try and keep that heat on the low side. No guarantees, but I'm going to do my best. So we're just going to... Honestly, I'm just going to pick these up and drop them. There we go. Whew. Okay, it's starting to smell good now. And even with the... That's a pretty low flame. And we're not really trying to heat a whole lot of stuff here, so... Ooh. Okay. Tea's finished off. So, kind of a bit of an order of... Well... So we'll kind of get this, like, beef prepared. And then once the beef's prepared, we will... Yowzers, that's hot. Wow! Yeah, I'm not gonna focus on getting this, like, super good. Because... Yeah, even at a low flame, I'm actually... Let's see, can I get away with an even lower flame? I'll see if I can get away with that. I'll see if I can get away with that level of heat. Okay, so I'd say this first batch... This first batch of beef is looking pretty... Yeah. Yeah, that's looking pretty seared. Still got a little bit of pink, but that's fine. Like... Great, though. So far, look... Okay, we still got a flame. I'm excited about that. Keep adding some more. Oh. Chunks broken up. Oh. I know that sound. And that's the sound of us losing the flame. Yay, the temperature controlling of an open burning flame. And actually, ooh, got just a couple more chunks of beef left. Yeah, I'm gonna probably overcrowd this a little bit. Simply because, yeah, I want to make sure. I like to get this beef cooked sooner versus later. Yeah, here's what we got so far. There's a little bit of pink in there, but that'll be fine. We can cook that out. Yeah, flame's still flaming. Also, I'll be willing to turn this around. Considering the fact most of my heat is going to be on this side of the burner. And help it like transfer over. Turning it. Granted, I'm not hearing a lot of sizzling. Oh, I'm going to add another dab of olive oil. Let's see what. Yay, it's starting to sizzle now. Ooh. We'll hold off on that for. But yeah, we've actually got like just a minute left on the rice. The rice is actually almost done. Which I figured if I started the rice before I started like prepping ingredients. Honestly, if I were to make this again, I would prep my veg, then start rice, then I'll start like cooking my protein and then all that good stuff. And that beeping you hear is the rice cooker being done. But the rice cooker has a keep warm mode and it's going to keep everything nice and warm. So on one hand, we're not getting as quick as a cook. But the heat control is better. Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. Here. Just a hair. See what we get. I at least want to hear like a nice, like consistent sizzle out of the protein. Okay. Eh? Where? Mm-hmm. Woohoo! Means most of the beef has at least been flipped once, so hopefully we'll just have to let this cook for like a little bit longer. And then after that we can actually start throwing in some like onions. Granted, I actually kind of want to start looking at my curry. Ooh. Cool. So But yeah, this is the curry mix we're going to be working with. And this is actually just like curry mix I had like laying around. So, and a bit of a story behind this is I had a friend who was moving out of his house into another state, and basically was like, I'm abandoning all my food. So he was like, okay, friends who are helping me move, pick through my food that I'm leaving and take what you wish. And one of the things I got was this like packet of golden curry. Granted, I got a lot of other good things out of helping him move. Oh yeah, we still got flame. Hell yeah. Sweet, so I can actually have my medium low, medium heat, and the burner will keep doing its thing. Which is good, because I was actually really concerned as to whether or not it would actually be able to do that. Like, I was actually really concerned as to whether or not it would actually be able to do that. That then, sweet. Cool. Set that there. Just like... heat up a little bit. And... which I like how, like, if I just have, like, a little bit, just have, like, a really slow, weak simmer, and then it's like I turn it up a little... I turn it up and it's like, oh yeah, we're gonna actually cook now. And I'm like, could you be a bit more consistent? Please and thank you. But yeah, I think that'll let that heat up. Let's see, what time do we got? I'm sure I have a time somewhere. Okay, 5:54. I'll let that just cook for probably like another minute or so. And then I'll start taking this stuff out, because this stuff is pretty close to being done. And then once this stuff is done, I can throw onions in there and start letting the onion saute. Right, I do want to create a bit of a space, if possible. Actually, rice cooker, go away. You're done. Well, you're done till the end. Ooh, looking really good. Okay, start taking chunks out. They're starting to look pretty. Start removing them. And you gotta like the stewed beef for the amount of fat it brings. And I might have to skim some stuff off once we actually get like the curry going, but for now, it's working. Yeah. I can do this. Smells good. Yeah. We got that. Yay! That is the remainder of the beef. Time! Woo! Damn it, I sure probably leveled this. Another thing when you're working on an unfamiliar cooking surface, it may or may not be level. we're going to be very generous with our onions today. So, that looks like a nice, generous helping of onion. And I had the thought about a thing. Where's that thing? There's the thing. So I think while I let the onion saute a little bit, I'm gonna prep some garlic. Actually, we'll try a bit less heat. Wait. Okay, the instance I tried a bit less heat, the flame went out. So we'll try that and hope for the best. I mean, I can usually hear when it goes out, so. Ooh, yeah. So I'll go ahead and work with 2 cloves for today. Bring a mid-sized clove and a slightly larger clove. And yeah. Just cause I am a big fan of the garlic. Granted, working with whole garlic like this is kind of a pain in the butt. Not sure if anyone here has actually like really worked with it or not, but man, whole garlic can get like it gets like really sticky when you're like really working with it. It's like wretched how sticky. Okay, cool. I've got it peeled. Kind of clean off the cutting board a little bit. Actually, take a quick nip of the root off that. Well, I mean, it's the part where the roots would be. Not sure what it's called. And the state it's in now, I'm gonna give just a quick stir to the onions. Man. It's gonna be looking good. Yeah. So for now, we'll start garlic. If it doesn't look like I'm good at it, guess what? I'm not. Only done it a couple of times. But that's also like a big point to today's stream. Like, I've never made curry before. And also, like, one of the larger themes of what I plan to do here on this channel is also, like, challenge myself to do stuff that I've never historically have done before. And that's kind of like, and also like right here, right now is like a big part of that stickiness. Like it will just like stick up to your blade versus like stay on the cutting board and getting mic'd up really well. But yeah, unfortunately, I am one of those. Man, I sure would like to pick up that skill. Man, I would sure like to pick up that skill. And the end result of that is I end up just being like this serial skill picker-upper. But yeah, after today, I hope to be able to say I have an idea how to make curry. I may not be good at making curry, and I'm not concerned about that. But if I have like, if I'm like, okay, here I am, here's what I made, what was good, what was bad, how can I improve? then it's gonna be great. Because like one aspect of like today's like dish that was like a little bit intimidating to me was pre-searing the beef. Like I've never pre-seared beef before. Granted, I've usually historically I've only worked with ground beef. I've never, since my tastes lean more on the vegetarian side. Like, fun fact, I don't like chicken. I've just never been a fan of chicken, even though my parents had me like try it like multiple times as a child, and I've tried it a couple of times. Like, and even like nowadays, like, for like family gatherings, one of the dishes they'll make will be like a chicken noodle soup. And I like the chicken noodle soup. I like the noodles and everything, but I really do not like the chicken part of the thing. So I'm always like taking the chicken out of that. But yeah, I've never cared for chicken very much. Pork is honestly probably the weirdest one because like ham's actually made me sick. Ham's like the only meat that has like made me like physically ill. Pork. But yeah, ham's the only thing that's made me sick. But I can eat bacon. Like sausage makes me sick. Ham makes me sick. Any other like meat product that's made with pig makes me sick. Unless it's bacon. If it's bacon, I can eat it. Which I'm not sure whether or not that probably just validates like all the people who think like bacon is like the most superior form of meat product. Granted, in my personal opinion, it's ground beef because I do like ground beef. Okay, I'm feeling pretty confident in how minced up this garlic is. So I'm gonna just go ahead, gather it all up, small area. That way, because this is going to get added to the onions eventually. Eventually. Seems like I actually finally unlocked the, like, secret to making, getting the heat getting a nice, like, low heat. I'm gonna just try and turn that up just a hair. Just a hair, just a little bit. What we get. I like to start getting the garlic in there, getting the carrots, getting the beef, and actually really start letting like this, like, getting to the part where we're actually like making curry. Or at least getting to a point where like I'm actually getting like a nice consistent sizzle out of these onions. That would be nice. That'd be really nice. And also another like fun like edible plant fact. If you now this is a general speaking rule. This is not like a hard and fast rule. If you see a plant and it looks like an onion and smells like an onion, chances are it's closely related enough to onion to where you can eat it. Because everything in the onion genus is edible. What is it? Alluvium? I think it's alluvium. everything that genus is edible. Usually, what you see, usually if you see just like an onion-like plant growing out in the, like in your front yard or something, that's called field garlic. It certainly is edible. You certainly can do stuff with it. It's not. It's very fibrous. Is its problem, and that's also a problem shared with like a lot of like wild plants. Domesticated ones have been made to be made soft and weak and easily consumed. Wild plants are strong and tough and a bit more difficult to consume. Granted, don't get it confused with Star of Bethlehem, because usually like mid late springtime, you'll see like a plant, at least in Eastern North America, come up, and it's called Star of Bethlehem. It'll make like a 5-petaled flower. It's usually only like, it's usually pretty short, like less than 6 inches tall. Yeah, that, you don't eat that. That's poisonous. Usually, like field garlic, that'll get like taller, and also field garlic will have hollow stems to it. So if you like cut a leaf off, you'll see like the inside of the stems like hollow. Okay. Man, I don't know if they're translucent enough yet. Because once these onions get translucent enough, I'll be able to add the garlic to it. And then I'll wait like probably like a minute or two, and then I can add the beef. And then we can add the not the onions, but onions are already in there. But the carrots, and then eventually the potatoes. And also like a bunch of water. And also eventually the rocks. This stuff. Granted, I'm also just going to look at it and make sure I am following all the instructions. Okay. I'm just going to go ahead and add some garlic to this now. The garlic's in the pot. Shortly, my senses are going to be just assaulted by the smell of garlic, which I will welcome. And then we'll stir that stuff in. I think I should be like cooking this on like a slightly higher heat. Whoa. The heat control is probably going to be the hardest part of today. Actually, I'm just going to go ahead and say that like that's going to be the hardest part of today is just getting the heat control down right. Oh my gosh. The garlic's been added and it smells amazing. Like, absolutely amazing. Ah. Actually, I'll just leave that. Okay. I'm gonna turn to here, because I'm gonna go ahead and add the beef and add the carrots. And then all that's gonna get mixed in. And then let's see, it's 5:52 my time zone at 5:55. I'll go ahead and add the potatoes, let the potatoes cook for about, maybe like 2 minutes or so. And then after that, I'll fill this up with water and then we'll let it simmer for a bit. Because, let's see, what did my instructions say? So at step 2, add water, bring to a boil, reduce heat, cover and simmer until the ingredients are tender, approximately 15 minutes. But yeah, let's see. Okay, well, this is like cooking for a little bit, just, I don't know, just something to talk about, just, so like, garden update. The blackberry harvest has been insane this year. Last year, I probably did somewhere between 10 and 15 pounds, which I was pretty happy with that. Like that, I was like, okay, this is good, this is good, this is good. I'm happy with that. Yeah, this year I'm probably sitting at like 35, 36-ish pounds right now. Like, the season's not done yet, and this is the poundage I have, so it has been, so for blackberries, it has been an absolute banger year here. I'm very happy with it. Hey now. Got stray onion on my spatula. Bloop. Hey, there you go. So blackberry's been really well. Tomatoes are finally starting to come in. And I don't know about some of you people, but there was a certain anime last season now, called Eurocamp, and they actually had an episode that where they did some cooking that featured a lot of use of tomatoes, and I'm currently planning on actually doing another cooking stream that's themed off the dishes they made with like all the tomatoes they got. So that'll be a thing, but that probably won't happen till like August. Just because I'm probably only going to do like 2 of these style of streams a month. Because as much as I do like, I mean, cooking's fun. Cooking's actually really fun. But cooking in so far as like me challenging myself to make new recipes while also working with all this other stuff is a little challenging. So it is 5:55. I'm gonna go ahead and add some potatoes. So I'm just gonna let all this stuff sit and simmer for a little bit. And then after it does, I'm going to add water until it's covered, let it simmer, all that fun stuff. But yeah, we're actually starting to get a meal together here. But also the part where I just throw stuff in and we just like stare at the pot and let it cook. I also need to like figure out damn it. Well, that could work, but I also want to figure out a way to like raise this up to where like my pots are like more at the level of the workbench. That would be nice. It'd certainly like make my life easier as far as like showcasing the visuals of what I'm doing versus it having like way down there. Granted, this is also where most of the action's happening. Slight view adjustment. So, let's see, with that stirring, yeah. So we'll give that like a minute or so, and then we'll add water to coverage per ingredients. Well, not per ingredients, but per the instructions on the label. Granted, you really can't see it, which sucks. But, whew. So like tomatoes have been slowly coming in. Peppers are definitely Peppers are actually coming in sooner than the tomatoes, which is weird because it's usually the other way around. Usually I start getting like tomato production before I start seeing like a lot of pepper production. But I have really big bushes of tomatoes and they are full of green tomatoes. Like, so once the tomatoes like start producing, it's going to be a lot. Like, I know it's going to be a lot. Okay. But also, like, so I've also got cabbage and broccoli in the garden, and that stuff is probably on its way out. I'm definitely getting small offshoot heads after I've harvested the main ones, and I've been doing all right with those, especially for like salads and such. Okay, so just a little bit longer and we'll add a bunch of water to this. So yeah, broccoli's still here, it's still in season, but it's eventually not. Beans are definitely on their way out. Granted, I'm also not like super big on beans. If I'm being perfectly honest, I literally just grow beans just because it gives me another legume to grow. Like peas, I love peas. Peas are great. Especially like snap peas where you can just like harvest the whole pod and eat the whole pod. Like those are great. But for beans, it's like, I'll grow some and I'll kind of just like have them like hanging out, whatever, and I'll harvest some, eat them in a dish or two, but I'm not super big on them. Man. This is looking good. Okay. And is it that time? It's that time. Sweet, 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 sweet. So, now is the time where we add water. Until we achieve coverage. Which we're actually almost there with just that. Oh, sweet. I was thinking this was going to take more because I've only prepared so many of these 2 liters. Granted, up the heat here to get all this up to temperature appropriately. So we're going to say this started at 6. And thorough stir. Interesting to think that like curry basically just is like a really thick stew. Really thick, delicious stew. So let's see. We will let it simmer for about 15 minutes. Have the heat turned up some for a bit. And once I will reduce the heat, and if I'm being perfectly honest, I also will need to take a bathroom break at that point. But for now, we're just gonna We're gonna watch it and see if it boils. They say a watch pot never boils. It can, it just does not do so easily. But it looks like we're already starting to see some like some bubbling action here. So we should be able to get this to like a simmer real quick. And then after it simmers for about like 15 minutes, we'll be able to add curry. Did I throw that stuff off the side? Yes, I did. Of course I did. Let's showcase off the soon to be next star of our show. Ooh, oh my gosh. Like just, man, cracking this thing open and just getting hit with the smell. It's just like, oh my gosh, this is great. That's great. Like, it smells amazing. Love it. Granted, looking at some of the like recipes and stuff for like curry definitely motivated me to be like trying to like actually make the rucks from scratch. Like I'm pretty sure I'm gonna enjoy making the rucks from scratch one time, and I'll just be like, okay, cool, I can do this. It's great. I'm generally not gonna have enough time in my life to ever do this again. Because I really do like the idea of just having this like basically condensed sauce packet. Well, yeah, I mean it's basically a dried sauce packet. And then just having that, being able to just throw it in with like, curry and everything and be good. Granted, I don't quite have like the amount of coverage. Bit more water. There we go. Because you want to have just enough water to keep like all your ingredients covered. Because one of the things that we're going to be doing during this part of the cooking process is we're going to be so with like the steak and potatoes, especially considering those are much larger pieces of food, they're gonna be, the outside's gonna be cooked, but the inside's not. So the big point of the process, what we're doing now, is we want to achieve a nice, thorough cook of food, and that's the point of like having this like simmer for like 15 minutes. So is that we want to not just have like a nice cooked exterior, we want a nice cooked interior. And it looks like we're already starting to get a pretty nice boil. So I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna keep stirring this until we get like a pretty good like boil going. And then I'm gonna just start like slowly dialing the heat. Looks like a bullseye. Neat. Because we just want to have like a nice, like even simmer for everything. Okay. It's 6:06. So. And just turn the heat down again. Give it a nice stir and see where we end up. And hopefully we just end up with like just a nice, even, steady simmer. If this keeps up, that's what we want. Don't want it to get like any more violent or frothy more than this. Which, as I say that looks to be what it's doing. Definitely toasty. Definitely toasty. We will see what that will do. Something. Probably. I have to figure out something. Because I've actually been trying to like figure out how to get like the chat to show up, but it's a because I actually do like so I'm actually doing everything that I'm doing off a one monitor streaming setup. So it's like I mostly monitor the stream through my OBS display, and getting like the chat to show up means covering that up. Like, I don't want to do that. But it looks like we've actually managed to achieve nice simmer for the food. Nice slow simmer for the food, so. And it almost seems too. Granted, this is also the fun of cooking with propane. Either not enough heat or way too much. Unless you're brewing beer, in which case you just want like all the heat you want. Generally you want much heat. But yeah, like kind of would like a bit more of a simmer than this. I think we almost got it done. But I'm also pretty much just about at my limit, so feel confident in this not doing anything crazy. I'm gonna run to the restroom and I'll be right back. Okay, bye. Oh my goodness. There. That's what we want. That's perfect. That is the perfect simmer. Let our veg and our meat and all that good stuff like chill out then. So, but yeah, while I was off to the little homesteader's room, I went ahead and got me a beverage. And I gotta say, like, the Heineken 00 is probably one of my like top favorite like NA beers. Like, it tastes exactly like a beer, but has none of the alcohol, which is great. So great. Okay, what's my time again? 6:13. Okay. So I think we'll be letting this simmer for. We'll let simmer till 6:20, and then once at that point, we'll go ahead and add that in. So about 7 more minutes, that'll get added, and then we'll wait. Then we'll let that simmer until we get like a real nice like creamy consistency, or so I've been told. I've never made this before. And also, if anyone wants to like chime in with like food ideas or like stuff that they want to see me make, I am always open to suggestions, because one of my goals with sort of like a lot of this like VTubing and other stuff I'm doing is I really want to like expand my skill set. And like what we're here doing today is like, I've never made curry. So, hey, if moving forward, I now know how to make curry, that is a new skill that I have. So I'm always like looking forward to like finding like new stuff to like make that I've never made before. Like, for example, I do want to try making okonomiyaki at some point. I am very vaguely familiar of the cooking process for that. Not super familiar, but that seems like a nice like fun challenge for like the stream. Let's see, what are some... I never made gyudon. I never made gyudon for myself. Which generally when I go to like actual like Japanese restaurants and stuff, that's generally what I go for. Is I really like gyudon as a dish. Ooh. We're starting to have less coverage of the various veggies and meats and stuff, so that's good. So like gyudon, something I definitely want to like try. Let's see, what are other things? Okay, so I might try to cook this with pre-made stock. I have very little desire to... I don't know how... Honestly, I've got little desire to make the stock from scratch, but I am a big fan of pho. Like, pho is like my Asian comfort food of choice. And it would be nice to make that. But I have no intentions of making the broth from scratch. Because that is way too much work. But that would also be like something fun to make. But I feel like with like a soup like that, it would be almost like too easy, too quick. Like curry here, like curry's got a whole process to it. Like curry is like its whole like entire thing. Where I feel like with like it'd be like prep the stock. Well, you'll do some prep with your ingredients like your onions, cilantro, slicing your beef, and then you just put the whole thing together. Well, I'm sure you could. Actually, I don't know if you like cook the noodles with the broth or do you cook the noodles without the broth. I don't know. I've never made that before, so that would be another fun challenge. I'm actually so speaking about what I had going on earlier with tomatoes, is I am an absolute fan of pizza, and it would be kind of fun to actually now that I actually start thinking about the logistics of pizza, I would have to make pizza upstairs in the actual kitchen because I don't have a stove here. I mean, you can get stoves where you can like hook up like a propane canister and all that good stuff, but those are also, even at Costco, those things are like pricey. I think they're like $200-300 for one. I don't know how I feel about like spending like $200 or $300 for like what essentially amounts to a novelty kitchen appliance. Like, not sure if I would call I'm not sure if I would call that like a good investment. Like, I'd be willing to spend like 20, but it depends on the novelty kitchen appliance. Like, technically speaking, a rice cooker is a novelty kitchen appliance, but in my opinion, the rice cooker brings a lot of value to the kitchen. For example, say I want to make like rice for a thing, but I'm also a busy working man and all that. Like, I can just go ahead and like throw rice in the rice cooker, let the rice cooker do its thing. I don't have to watch it. Whereas if I was to make like rice in a pot, I would feel like this right here. Like, I would feel the intense need to actually have to watch it. Whereas like the rice cooker, I can just like set the thing up, let it do its thing, and then I turn around and I walk away. And then I go do whatever else I need to be doing, like, I don't know, paying bills or what have you. But yeah. Rice cooker definitely is worth the money I spent for it. And also, I've had this for a while too, because I've had my rice cooker for over 10 years now? Which I feel like is a pretty good amount of time to get out of a kitchen appliance, if you ask me. Okay, so we are at 620. I may have actually added a bit too much water. Granted, I know a way to find out if my ingredients are ready for the on a good chunk of potato. Ooh, potato. So we're gonna stab through it. Ooh. Okay. So if you can like easily stab through your veg, usually a good sign that it's been pretty thoroughly cooked through. Where's a chunk of carrot? I had a chunk of carrot there. There's a chunk. Ooh, got a chunk of carrot and potato. Potato. Yeah, pretty soft. Let's go. Carrot. Yeah, carrot's pretty soft too. Cool, 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 cool. So, I'd say we've let everything cook through. We have a very... Everything's been thoroughly cooked. I feel like currently I might have made a mistake with adding too much water. Because right now it looks a little too runny. Ooh, sorry about that. Had to turn the heat up a little bit. Oh. I'm gonna try and break this up. Ooh, there we go. And ooh, get fours. And according to what people have done on the internet, done this. Done like this to mix. All there. All the curry goodness. Granted, I was kind of hoping that would like split if I stab. There we go. Ooh, oh, it's really starting to smell like curry now. Actually. It just created a paste at the end of the ladle. But yeah, I want to break that up as much as I can and stir it in. Oh, this is now it's starting to smell like. It's actually starting to look a little bit like it too, because it's actually starting to take on like that nice curry-ish color. Okay, so let's get a water here. Woo! Breaking this stuff up. Fourth. Oh, hell yeah. Ooh. Gosh, the smell just keeps getting better and better. And it just turns into such a thick paste on the back of the spatula. Which, as long as it thickens up the broth I got going, I'll be happy with that. Because right now, that's currently the closest thing to like, have I screwed up? Maybe. I don't know. So we'll get block. Nope. Up. Ooh. I'll try turning the heat up a little bit. Let's get a little bit more heat going, just to get a little bit more of a boil. Just because I really do want to, like, Picking up my ingredients here. Granted, this is probably going to be the mistake of the day. Use too much water. Earlier it looked like it was reducing, but now... But now it doesn't look like it's reducing quite as much. Bloop! Boop that in and... Okay. More pieces. Granted, it's actually starting to look like curry sauce now. Huh. It's not just looking like water with a bunch of ingredients in it. It's actually looking like Indian food versus like an actual like stew. Man, what? I wonder if there's any other like Indian foods I want to like make. Because naan bread is good. Naan bread is good. I'm trying to think. What else do I want to? What would be some other good like Indian food? Like I do like masala. I think that's how you say it. That stuff's pretty good. Definitely a fan of it. But there's some other dishes I like. Especially Indian food just like Indian food is also, for me, it's like a lot like Mexican. It's flexible. It's it lends itself really easy to like arranging. Like if you want to like sub out ingredients, like it is like the easiest type of cuisine in the world to sub out ingredients for. Which honestly, granted, I will probably make tacos on stream at some point. Just because I do really like tacos on. Be like, yeah, I'm definitely gonna make tacos on stream at some point. Just a hair, because I'm looking at my ingredients. Well, actually looking at my instruction guide. My instruction guide states that I should have heat off, but I feel like I have way too thick of a sauce, so I don't want to turn my heat off. Granted, it is thickening up nicely, though. And actually, when I was like looking up like other people making this, I saw a lot of especially if you're like hand making like the rucks, a lot of using flour in it, and I was like, wait, why are they using flour? And I was like, oh wait, yeah, flour is a thickening agent. They're using the flour as like a thickening agent for like the dish. I'm gonna go ahead, keep giving this a stir for a while, because I mostly just want to get like all the seasoning I have off. Well, off the ladle. But Grant, actually, take note of the time. Dingus. Okay, so I'll go ahead and say at like 6:30. We had everything mixed, and we're gonna just let this like cook for a little bit. And then at 6:35, maybe even before that, I'll go ahead and call the curry done. Woo. And once the curry is done, grab myself a plate and make a little bit of room here and Try it out. Probably pretty good. I mean, right now it smells amazing. It was actually one of the fun things about like when you're like cooking food in a room and then you leave the room and then you come back is you're all of a sudden like freshly assaulted by the smells of like the thing you were making. It's happened to me multiple times when I'll be like cooking dinner in the kitchen and then I head out to check the mail and then I like step right back into the house after checking for the mail and it's just like boof, the smell of the thing I've been cooking, which usually smells good. Doesn't usually, most of the time smells good. There's been a couple times where I've burnt potatoes where I've been trying to stir fry potatoes, but usually past that I haven't had like any like big screw ups. The only thing in my life that is like recently just like smelled like outright bad is one time when I was at Costco. I saw that Costco had durian ice cream. And I'm like, I know of the durian. I am curious as to how the durian tastes. And tasting it in ice cream form seems to be the most user-friendly. And also because it was like in these like small, I think it was like 2 1-pint packs of durian ice cream. And that seemed like the best way to try durian versus like buying like a whole thing because fruit's like massive. I don't think it's quite as big as the average breadfruit, but it's definitely like up there on size. So I tried durian, and yep, durian is durian. I mean, I didn't find it like super like revolting, but I was also just like, I can see why people don't like this. Or I can also see why people are like, yeah, you can't take this fruit on trains if it smells like that. I was like, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. Granted, I know a lot about the edible plants of North America. And so I do have an idea for a cursed food stream. And what I want it to be is a stream where I make a whole bunch of cursed milkshakes. Because once upon a time, back in my like peak Vocaloid fandom days, I actually made a leek milkshake for both my consumption and the consumption of whatever unfortunate friends I had nearby at the time. Personally, I thought it was alright, but my friends thought less of me after I gave that to them. So I am thinking about at some point doing like a cursed food stream, which that's going to be like the opener. I think I might actually get like a durian for that, just to make a durian milkshake. I don't think a durian milkshake being in milkshake form will be any better than durian ice cream. I expect no improvement there, but I will. But in order for me to do the stream, I have to get my hands on something. And I don't know how easy it is going to be for me to get my hands on it, because I know of a fruit native to North America that is positively downright revolting in its natural non-rotten state. And it's the fruit of the saw palmetto. And I don't know how easy it would be for me to get my hands on the fruit. It grows around the more tropical areas of the Americas. So you're thinking like South Carolina, Georgia, Florida, across the Gulf states, all that fun stuff. That's his like range. But I don't know if I'll just be able to like buy some fruit online or not. If I can buy some fruit online and get it delivered, then that is going to make for an absolutely wonderfully cursed food item. Because I could talk about like the taste, but if the historical descriptions of the taste from the Spanish era are anywhere near accurate, durian has nothing on this fruit. Durian has nothing. But I think this is actually cooked long enough. I'm going to go ahead and kill the heat. Woo! Sweet! I don't have to worry about managing the heat from the propane burner anymore. I can just like let this fun stuff sit, which is great. But yeah, getting back to like the saw pomelo fruit, if I can get my hands on it, the cursed milkshake stream is happening. Just because, one, I think it's funny. Two, it will make people cringe. And three, I'm sure it'll make for like some great clipped content. And also, I do really want to just share the app, because a lot of people like watching VTubers suffer, and I'm more than happy to contribute my suffering to the cause. So, let me go ahead and grab a plate. It's a plate! I'm just gonna keep pushing stuff off to the side while also deeply hoping it doesn't go off the edge. Because I really don't want anything to go off the edge. That'd be bad. That'd be really bad. I don't want to pick... I don't want to have to pick stuff up. Especially from, like, back there. Back there's bad. Back that direction's bad, because that's... I have to bend down, and that's like a lot of work, and old men like me don't bend very well. Actually, something we can do before we pour ourselves some curry. Why am I always boxing myself into a corner like this? Stay. Okay. Let's do rice reveal. Woo! That looks like some good cooked rice. Woohoo! Let's take this. Fine. So that's the rice. It's finished being cooked. Let me see if we can't grab this. Get in here. See what we got. Nice and fluffy, not burnt. Woohoo! Now I know like Japanese people really like to like fluff up the rice in the rice cooker with like a fork or something. I'm not gonna do that because the edges of the container are non-stick. And I want to do everything I can to maintain the integrity of the non-stick liner. I don't want to do anything to damage it. So, I don't know, I may have helped myself to a bit too much rice here. Woo! Now I know, like, a lot of... you know, screw it. We'll do curry the traditional way. We'll do it the traditional way, where we, like, pour it off to the side. Like, where we'll put the curry, like, here, and then we can, like, then dip the rice back into the curry, and that fun stuff. Actually, let me give the curry a bit of a stir. Because I have turned the heat off, but I don't want any unnecessary hot spots happening. Okay. Okay, let's cook some curry. Wah! Oh yeah, and I definitely feel like I'm correct in my estimation that I may have perhaps made my curry a bit too runny. But don't do that. Please, 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 please. Please don't overflow. Please don't overflow. Okay. Oh. Yeah, and definitely probably let the curry get a little too runny. But one more thing before we enjoy this. Cannot have a good evening meal. Well, actually, without a beer. So we'll have some Sapporo. So. Okay. Ooh, really good. So just try like a little bit of the rice with like the sauce. Woo. Mmm. Oh wow, that's good. That's really good. Oh man. Man, I can see why like people like really like this. That's good. So let's try carrot with a bit of rice next. Ooh, oh man. Stewed carrot is just, yeah. Yeah, like I like a good carrot in a salad as much as like the next guy, but man, like carrot stewed, especially in any sort of like beef based thing, oh man, just next level. So let's see if we can't find ourselves a potato. Try a potato with like a bit of rice. What? Ah! Burns the hand. Mm. Oh man, so super soft, earthy. My gosh. Yeah. Ooh. Yep. Curry is definitely going to be one of those. It is currently a very strong contender for will make this again. Oh yeah, that's what I want to do. Just want to get myself like a little bit of a bowl, so like whenever I do. Oh. Last but not least, get ourselves a chunk of beef. Bit of rice. Bitch. You. We're almost there. Hell yeah. So, there we go. Hmm. Whoa. Hmm. Gosh. Wow. Okay, so possibly on like more beneficial, like happy accidents. Yeah, that beef just pretty much fell apart in my mouth. Like that was good. That was really good. Man. Wow. Okay. Well, first cooking stream of this channel, and I'd say resounding success. Granted, if I screwed up curry, then I'd probably hate myself. Man, potatoes are just like so earthy in such a good way. Ooh. But yeah, definitely had the the sauce, what have you. It definitely ended up a bit too runny. That should not have happened, but that's that. I'd say that was like really the only incident. The only not good thing happening. Everything else lives up to the hype. Because this is only my second time having curry. Woo. Man. But I am deeply pleased with the results I got. But yeah, a good evening supper with a good beer, all that good stuff. So, I'd call today's stream very successful. Oh, thumbs up. Weird getting the thumbs up to be in the like right direction. Whew. So I think I'll go ahead and call today's stream good, simply because I want to get all this in my belly quickly and efficiently. And doing so hinders my ability to speak. So I hope all of you had a good Sunday evening or morning or afternoon or whatever it's like wherever you are, and yeah, I will see you all in the next one. I'm not sure which day next week I'm going to do the next stream. The next stream is going to be working on the Miter Sol Station build. I really need to make that happen in order to more efficiently break down long pieces of material. I can break down shorter pieces of material at the table saw, but breaking down long pieces of wood is currently quite difficult. And right now that is going to be the next best quality of life thing I can do for me and my shop. So I'm thinking, depends. That's probably either going to be like a Wednesday or Thursday evening stream. One of the things I want to focus on moving forward is actually making more edited content. Just because I feel like some of the things that I'm doing and what I want to do would better suit a video format versus a live stream format. I mean, I really do like doing the live stream stuff's fun, but I feel like some of the things I want to do just better fit a video format, and that takes more effort because, yeah, this person doesn't know how to edit video yet. He's about to find out what it's going to be like, so. So yeah, that's the thing I've got looking down the barrel of my future, and hopefully some of you will look forward to. And yeah, with all that, I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day, take care of yourselves, stay hydrated, all that fun stuff. And I will see you in the next one. Okay, bye-bye. Wait, where's the hand go? Hand go here. See ya.